Stone Age Britain. Over thousands of years, groups of people came from the continent of Europe to Britain. The very first people were Stone Age hunters living all over Europe and the British Isles. It was about 2400 BC when the first farmers arrived in England from southern Europe. They are the people who built the mysterious stone monument like Stonehenge. Then, about 1700, another group of taller and stronger invaders who used metal tools came from Holland and Germany. Like all the groups who invaded Britain throughout its early history, they married and mixed in with the native population. The Celts came to England about 800 BC from Central Europe. Another group of warlike Celts invaded in the 4th century BC and conquered lands in the north of England and Scotland and Ireland. They became the first aristocracy to control most of Britain. They imposed their language Gaelic on the people, which still survive today to some degree in Ireland, Highlands and Scotland and Wales. After the Celts, the next group of people to come to Britain and rule over it were the Romans. Julius Caesar has of course paid his visit to Britain in 55 and 54 BC. However, they has only been to please his adoring public back home in Rome. In 43 AD, the Emperor Claudius resumed the work of Caesar by ordering the invasion of Britain under the command of Aulus Plautius. The Romans quickly established control over the tribes of Britain today, southern England. During the 17th and 18th, the Romans, under the command of Julius Agricola, extended their control into northern and western England.
In 410, the Roman Empire withdrew to the mainland. At which point an Anglo-Saxon branch of the Roman race invaded the British. They dismissed the Celts to West Wales and northern Scotland. They took control of most of the countries they called Anglo-land between AD 450 and 600. They were an agricultural people who lived in longhouses and spoke a language we now call Old English. In England gradually appeared the Seven Kingdoms as established by the Anglo-Saxon clan, but after the war only 3 countries were Northumbria, Danelaw and Wessex. In the second half of the 9th century, the Vikings in Denmark invaded Ireland to occupy the two countries of Northumbria and Mercia. At this time, a part of the Vikings traveled to the northern of modern-day France to form the Normandy Convention called the Norman. Paris and France were called the Great because he kept a part of England out of control of the Vikings. King Edward was the last of the Anglo-Saxon kings, called Edward the Confessor. In 1066, King Edward died without a son. His cousin Harold Godwinson succeeded the throne and was called King Harold II. The Duke of Normandy's William protested again based on the proximity of the late King Edward, leading to a battle between Harold Godwinson and William. Harold Godwinson was shot in the eyes by an arrow and died. Duke William won and accepted the throne in 1066 and became the first King William to open the Norman dynasty. In 1215, a constitutional charter was established with the content of depriving the king of power, ensuring the right of society, nobility, and free people. At the same time, it became a charter opening up the British Constitution today. However, the Pope Henry at the time did not comply with the Constitution, causing the nobility to start a riot. Later, King Edward was the first to ascend to the throne. They worked a policy to appease the nobility to proceed to conquer Wales. Between England and France, a conflict over the disputes called 100-Year War from 1337 to 1453.
On 22 August 1485, the War of the Rose happened. The civil war between the House of Lancaster and George was won by the Lancastrians. The later Henry VII became the first English monarch of the Tudor dynasty. Henry VII could bring peace after the war, which allowed for commerce to improve and restore the monarchy power and authority. He also took steps to increase royal revenues so that the king would be dependent upon parliament for funds. One of the most famous monarchs in Tudor dynasty was Henry VIII. He married 6 times, several his relationships with Pope in Rome, founded the Church of England, and initiated religious reform. Another famous monarch was Queen Elizabeth I. She established the English Protestant Church, which later became the Church of England. She did not engage in systematic persecution on religious grounds. She mostly avoided involvement in continental conflicts. When war with Spain became inevitable, her naval force defeated the Armada in 1588. When the last Tudor Queen Elizabeth I died in 1603, the Stuart era began with James I, who was also James VI of Scotland, succeeded Elizabeth I. James ascension to be throne consort to the throne ruling nation England and Scotland. After King James I died, his son became King Charles I. Charles believed in the divine power of king and tried to rule with the parliament. He tried to arrest members of parliament for fight that began the English Civil War. Civil War started in 1640 with Oliver Cromwell as the leader of parliament. Puritans supported the parliament against the king. King Charles I was defeated by Cromwell's army and executed on January 30, 1649, the first and only time in English history there was no monarch. When the people were tired of the Puritan form of government and wanted a king, King Charles II was invited back to England and the people rejoiced. However, the king no longer had absolute power. This was a time of great commercial success around the world and scientific achievement. This was also beginning of science and medicine in the period known as the English Enlightenment. The Stuart dynasty continued to the reign of Anne Queen, and then she died without serving issue and was the last monarch of the House of Stuart in 1714.
In 1837, Victoria became queen at the age of 18 after the death of her uncle William IV. Queen Victoria brought 7 changes to Britain and the population of Britain at this time reached about 14 million. Of Polish ritual community. Britain saw many more improvements in the Victoria age, which include introduction of income tax, the first postbox, introduction of voting by cigarette fires, opening of agriculture, the first public electric lighting, first electric railways, invention of telephone by Alexander Bell, free education. In 1901, Queen Victoria died by the age of 81, and it was the end of Victoria's age. It was the 7th eldest son of the Victoria was the master, and it was the blessing of Mother Britain. During 1912, Japan won which caused a loss of more than 15 lives. The Third World War started in 1914 and lasted for 4 years. It ended, and the Second War started in 1959 and lasted till 1940. In England, Hong Kong back to China, marking the end of British Empire in 1818 to 1917. Beyond the 20 country and into and lived in